Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and thank you for clicking on today's video. Today's video is going to be a review slash demo on the new Kat Von D metal, you see it's so large, the metal matte palette. This is actually a holiday palette from Kat Von D. I purchased my palette off Sephora and I paid $60 for this palette. Yes, it is a bit pricey, $60 for a palette, but it's huge. Do you see the size of this? I mean, on camera you can't really tell, but it's very big. There's 13 mattes and 9 metal crush shadows in this palette, which sums it up to 22 shadows in the palette overall, which is a lot of shadows for a little palette. Well, not so little, it's a large palette. There is 3.74 grams of product in here, which is quite a lot. Kat hand sketched this entire logo at the front here. Logo is known as a ambigram logo, which means it reads two different words when flipped. Looking at it this way, it's saying metal, and when you flip it over this way, it's saying matte. I did use this palette for this look that I'm wearing right now, so I will go ahead and insert the clip where I'm applying these shadows. The concealer that I put down as my eyeshadow base slash primer, I used the shade Suede. So I didn't have a transition color in this palette for me, so what I did, I went into my Tartelette in Bloom palette and I took 2 shades from there as my transition color. Then I went ahead and used the shade Moss, which is that green color in the palette, that army green, the matte shade Moss. So I put that over my transition color. Then I went in with the shade What, which is one of the Metal Crush shadows. Oh my god, that shadow was so soft and so buttery when I applied it. I love that shadow. And as my eyebrow highlight, I mixed the shade Bone and Suede to get the color that I use as my highlight shade today. And those are all the colors that I used today in this tutorial. Tutorial there, but just for the eyes. Then I popped on some lashes and that's pretty much it. So let me just go right into the swatches. So the first set of shadows that I'll be swatching is going to be the Metal Mattes shadows in this palette. Left of the palette for the Metal Crush shadows, the first one, which is a blue shade, that's going to be Nebula. Then we have What and Ignite and Tinsel. The first 4 shadows swatched beautifully. All these shadows swatched so buttery, so soft. Tinsel did swatch a little bit gritty because it feels a little more like glittery than the other ones. What and Nebula was so soft and buttery. Oh my god, I love those, especially What. I love that color. That's the color I used today on my lid. And next we have Glitz, Twinkle, Volt and Synergy. Again, these did swatch smooth and buttery. Last color is Flash. All these Metal Crush shadows are so soft and so buttery, and they're so worth this palette. Even if the mattes aren't as good, these Metal Crushes are very nice and soft. First white, we're going to start with all the mattes at the bottom. Starting from the white, we have Linen, Jet, Velour and Stone. All these shadows swatch not as pigmented as I would expect them to be, because I know Kat Von D's shadows are so soft and so buttery and so pigmented, but these mattes did not swatch as pigmented as I expected. All of them, they weren't as pigmented as I expected them to be. Some was a little more patchy than others. The next 4 colors will be moss, ribbon, silk, and fringe. These 4 colors swatched okay. Like I said, all of them are pretty much swatching the same way to me. They're not as pigmented. The next 4 colors is feather, oak, suede, and bone. As you can see, bone did swatch pretty pigmented on my skin tone. It's very coming off more white. Oak did swatch pretty good as well. Feather was not as pigmented as I expected it to be. This is a nice yellow color, but not a bright yellow, but a light color, like a more muted yellow. But it didn't swatch as pigmented. And the last color for the mattes is going to be velvet. Now that color swatch very pigmented, just like how I know Kat Von D shadows are. Very pigmented, smooth and buttery. Love that shadow. Out of all the shadows, velvet was the only one that swatched very pigmented. The rest weren't as pigmented and they were actually a disappointment. However, I don't love this palette and I don't hate the palette. I do like the palette only because of the Metal Crush shadows in here. I mean, they are really nice and soft. The matte shadows are soft and buttery, so don't get me wrong, they are soft and buttery, but they're just not as pigmented as I expected them to be. Like the shade Velvet, which is this burgundy shade right at the end here, this one is very pigmented. Like, I will just like give you guys a quick, it's like very pigmented. Now that's how I expected all the matte shadows to swatch, but they did not swatch like this. This is just like one pull, and it's just like very pigmented, and it's not patchy. It's just one straight color. I did one swipe and I didn't even press as hard into the palette. I do like the palette. I don't regret getting the palette, only like I said because of these Metal Crush shadows, and I do recommend you guys to pick it up because it's not that bad. It's 22 shadows in one palette and you have so much options. I mean, if you're a warm tone person, like you like a lot of warm shadows, this palette may not be for you. It's more leaning on the cooler side, but however, I do still like this palette. I'm not gonna say it's a waste of my money or anything like that, and I will be using it. This look came out pretty good. It blended pretty nicely. The green actually took a little, give me a little, you know, struggle to blend it out, but I got it blended out obviously because I'm doing this video right now. But like I said, I don't hate the palette, but I don't love the palette. I like it. So yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this quick review on the Kat Von D Metal Mattes palette. If you guys enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a big thumbs up. Leave your comments and feedback down below in the comments section as always. If you're not already, follow me on Snapchat. Here is my Snapchat name. I will leave right here. You can go right ahead over there and follow me. I do a lot of unboxing and stuff like that, and all my Snapchat family always gets first dibs on everything because they always see when I purchase stuff, because I always do unboxing on there. And yeah, they see pretty much a lot of things that you guys don't see here on YouTube. Remember to follow me over there on Snapchat. Also on Instagram, you can go ahead and follow me there as well. And as always, if you're not already, hit that subscribe button on your way out before you go. And until my next one, I will see you guys later. Bye guys.